Good evening, everybody. It is week number 9, and your Panthers will travel down to Mexico Road and enter the jungle for a battle of Panthers versus Jaguars. It is North versus West here tonight. Zumwalt North coming into this one at 5-3. And Zumwalt West at 3-5. North has won the last 6 meetings between the Panthers and the Jaguars. And good evening, everybody. My name's Tom Hartbeck. I'm alongside Gavin Anderson for this one. It is the battle for O'Fallon. And do we have a good one in store for you tonight? Very, very beautiful conditions. 70 degrees right now before kickoff. And you're in one of the top atmospheres in the state of Missouri tonight. And you'll come to hear that as the game goes on. But we are going to quickly break for the anthem, and we will be back after this on Prepcast.com.
To get that extra 10%. Reach the next level with Athletic Republic. Athletic Republic is science-based performance sports training, delivering intense, position-specific one-on-one training. Stop working out and start training. Visit your local Athletic Republic training center today. Athletic Republic, where athletes who give 110% get the extra 10%.
Bus Lines has been serving the St. Louis metropolitan area since 1932, and they take pride in their well-maintained fleet of clean, comfortable, European-style motor coaches and vans. Whether you're interested in a tour of the beautiful and historic St. Louis area or a charter trip to the lower 48 continental United States or parts of Canada, it's Vandalia Bus Lines, the largest fleet in the St. Louis area. Call them at 800-542-4287.
Looking to get that extra 10%. Reach the next level with Athletic Republic. Athletic Republic is science-based performance sports training, delivering intense, position-specific one-on-one training. Stop working out and start training. Visit your local Athletic Republic training center today. Athletic Republic, where athletes who give 110% get the extra 10%.
Bus Lines has been serving the St. Louis metropolitan area since 1932, and they take pride in their well-maintained fleet of clean, comfortable, European-style motor coaches and vans. Whether you're interested in a tour of the beautiful and historic St. Louis area or a charter trip to the lower 48 continental United States or parts of Canada, it's Vandalia Bus Lines, the largest fleet in the St. Louis area. Call them at 800-542-4287.
Looking to get that extra 10%. Reach the next level with Athletic Republic. Athletic Republic is science-based performance sports training, delivering intense, position-specific one-on-one training. Stop working out and start training. Visit your local Athletic Republic training center today. Athletic Republic, where athletes who give 110% get the extra 10%. Looking to get that extra 10%. Reach the next level with Athletic Republic. Athletic Republic is science-based performance sports training, delivering intense, position-specific one-on-one training. Stop working out and start training. Visit your local Athletic Republic training center today. Athletic Republic, where athletes who give 110% get the extra 10%.
Welcome back and good evening, everybody. Live here from Hochul Stadium on the campus of Fort Zumwalt West. It is Panther Broadcasting, powered by Prepcast. My name's Tom Hartbeck, alongside Gavin Anderson for this one. Parker Kylan's out on the camera. And the Panthers and the Jaguars, let's just say it goes back a while. Probably the second rival for each of these two schools. The big one for North, obviously, is South, and the big one for Zumwalt West, Howell. But both of those rivalries kind of have lost their animosity, shall we say, as Howell, we know this year, nobody's touched them. And with South, Gavin, North has had their number for almost, you're coming up on 10 years. And tonight, it's all about an unknown because Zumwalt West is dropping down from Class 6.
Well, and that's one thing that's going to be interesting to see is we've seen these games be pretty close for the most part, with North winning the last 6 meetings. But really it's a thing of we've seen a North team be dominant the last couple of years. We've seen the North team kind of struggle this year, sort of say, compared to your last several years. The little key mistakes. So it's interesting to see how these two teams are going to fare out tonight.
Yeah, you're in a interesting situation if you're the Panthers. You're having a down year, but a lot of schools wouldn't consider it a down year. You would consider it a very successful year. Your 3 losses, Vashon, top-ranked team. Howell, top-ranked team. And Holt, yeah, you were in the game. You had your chances. It just didn't fall your way. But tonight, if you win, and this brings us to our Athletic Republic keys to the game, you will host 2 playoff games. If you lose, you will host next week. But after that, you're on the road. Also, you've got some size up front with Zumwalt West. They also have 2 quarterbacks that you're going to have to contain. P.J. Henderson and Shane Pruitt are going to have their hands full on that outside of the line.
Yeah, you look at their offensive line. Their shortest offensive lineman is 5'9". You're seeing guys 6'1", 6'3", even 6'4". You're going to see the quarterback have plenty of time in the pocket, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see their run game just open up. That's one thing that Zumwalt North has kind of struggled against is the run defense. So if you're Zumwalt West, you're going to want to use your offensive line to your size and open up a hole.
And Ben Pike, new here at Fort Zumwalt West, relatively. It's kind of an unknown. First time you've seen Zumwalt West without Paul Day, who left here to go coach at Potosi. And then, that air raid offense is gone. So it's a new playbook you'll see, probably more so smash mouth or closer to what Fort Zumwalt North runs. But they do love to run the ball here at Hochul, and they do it fairly well. But watch out for that passing game with Cody Goff, a 6'4" quarterback. So it looks like West will be kicking off to North. West in black with purple trim. North, obviously, in the away whites. And we have hit 7 o'clock. You are watching Panther Broadcasting, powered by Prepcast. 70 degrees right now, a high of 82 today. We'll get down to 48, but that'll be in the overnight hours, probably in the 50s as we continue on in this game. So it's going to only get colder. We are all set, and back deep is Braden Miller, DJ Jones, and Mark Futrell. Here's the kick. It's high, deep, bouncing, and it is on the line. They will take it out to the far side. That is DJ Jones. He's brought down from the far side of the field.
So now we get a look at North's offense. We've seen North struggle in their first few possessions to start off the game, so it's going to be interesting to see how North attacks on offense so far here in the first drive.
Normally they'll want to run the ball, but you're going to have a lot of size up front. More than likely, this one's going to have to be one in the trenches as they show 4 on the line. Man in motion, far side, Braden Miller. He's going to try and get to the outside. He does, finds the hole, and then gets wrecked. Gain of maybe 1.
And one thing that Zumwalt West has is a very aggressive defense. They're not afraid to hit. They get very physical on the line. You'll see a lot of hard hits from Zumwalt West's defense.
As we set up, Zumwalt North shows 3 wide receivers, a big line, 1 tight end. O'Neal in the flat, far side. Looked like it slipped out of his hands, incomplete, 3rd down. And that just looked like Connor couldn't even get it there. We haven't seen a whole lot from Maurice Hamilton this year in terms of the passing game. He really hasn't been a target, more so of a fallback target for Connor.
Well, and we've seen Connor really starting to throw the ball well the last couple of weeks, but Zumwalt North has not really been known as a passing offense.
3 wide receivers to the far side. Connor going out to the far side, has it. Caught in the flat by Braden Miller, and he makes it a 4th and short. I'd probably say that is a 4th and 1. We'll see what Coach Bacon wants to do here. You've got Carter Madera out to the near side, then DJ Jones, Braden Miller, and then Hamilton. They will go back to punt. Snap is back. Looking. They get it off. It's a very good punt, end over end. Takes a north bounce, and Hamilton will down it just past the 25.
So we will see Fort Zumwalt West's offense for the first time tonight. As we mentioned, their big offensive line. We'll see how they like to attack on offense.
Well, they've always liked to air it out here. And when they have the weapons in the wide receiver core, they tend to be very lethal. But lately, since they've kind of lost their luster as a program, they've generally favored the running game the past few years. I mean, they had Marquise Majors who came in here and was a very good running back. And also they run out of a pro-style split shotgun. Ludwig with the handoff up the middle. Falling forward, and maybe a gain of 6. They only give them, they actually do give them 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4 from the 31-yard line. Ludwig gets the handoff, falls down. 1st down is made. The chains will be moved just maybe by 1 or 2. See, there's 2 running backs in this backfield, so they will run out of the shotgun as their default.
And that's something that West has done really well on. And as you mentioned, the 2 running backs. So North is going to have to keep an eye on both halfbacks.
They got out to the far side into the secondary foot race. 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown. Jaguars draw first blood. Can you see who that is? Man, oh man. Well, I told you, smash mouth kind of a team.
It only took a handful of plays for him to bring it to the end zone.
And they will kick. Snap back, ball down, kick up. It is good, and the kicker was Cody Goff. So 7-0. Jaguars on top. Panthers coming up on offense. We'll be right back.
Bus Lines has been serving the St. Louis metropolitan area since 1932, and they take pride in their well-maintained fleet of clean, comfortable, European-style motor coaches and vans. Whether you're interested in a tour of the beautiful and historic St. Louis area or a charter trip to the lower 48 continental United States or parts of Canada, it's Vandalia Bus Lines, the largest fleet in the St. Louis area. Call them at 800-542-4287.
Welcome back, everybody. Panther Broadcasting, powered by Prepcast, and on Wisconsin, bellowing out as Zumwalt West draws first blood, a big run. 60 yards to the house. Makes it 7-0 Jaguars here early. Panthers are down, not out. This game always competitive. Here comes the kick from Goff. Low line driver on the bounce and into the end zone for a touchback. So you got to reset. You're going to have to get out to the outside and really make this defense for the Jaguars spread out if you want to move the ball today.
Yeah, and Zumwalt West has had a stellar defense this year. Not necessarily size, but athleticism.
So as North comes out at the 20, it is Carter Madare. The line is shaded to the far side, and then a trips formation of DJ Jones, Braden Miller, and Maurice Hamilton. Then the play is blown dead. Timeout taken by North. So again, the situation is if North wins tonight, they will host 2 district playoff games. If they lose, they will host 1. That's just how everything will crumble, and it's really the difference of being 3 or 2 in the district.
And obviously we've talked about this all season long. North's record at home is one that most schools would like to have.
Yeah, it is, and when they're on the road, especially in this atmosphere, if you don't know the history of Fort Zumwalt West football, there were years in the early 2000s when it was packed, and it still is packed, but it was loud, and they were good, every single player. Keeper by O'Neill, just going to ram up into the line, maybe get 1. You've got to bounce out to the outside on that play. So I feel like sometimes that's just his default.
Yeah, up the middle's O'Neill's default. But one thing that West likes to do is their corners, they like to shade them in. So even if you go to the outside, they're going to have a few defenders already out there ready for you. They play all sides of the field.
Carter Madare bunches to the line as a tight end. 3 wide receivers. DJ Jones, the man in motion. Going to be a handoff to DJ. Can he hit the corner? Yes, he can. Does he have room? Tripped up as he moves the chains on the far side. That's how you're going to have to run it tonight.
Yeah, as you mentioned, find the outside corner. They did that there, picked up the first down, and then some yardage.
So DJ moves the chains. First down North. 7-0, 8:18 on the clock. First down and 10 from the 36. Connor O'Neill has a bunch of wide receivers to the near side. Top of your screen. Far side is Hamilton. O'Neill going to try and run into the line, and he is stopped. I think you might want to just toss that out of the playbook for tonight.
Yeah, West, as you can tell, has figured out North offense, and they figured out that North likes up the middle.
Well, here's the problem. When you've got a small offensive line like Fort Zumwalt North does, West has the size advantage on you. And also their defensive backs have the size advantage on you. You have to get out to the outside. But you can't be predictable. You might have to start airing it out in this game. Back to passes O'Neill. He's flush from the pocket. Goes to the far side. Now tries to change direction. Get back to the original line. And he almost does. Maybe only a loss of 1. Third down and 10. Dylan Yates on the tackle.
And O'Neill tried to find a receiver, but West just has great coverage in their secondary.
Yeah, they always have athletes, and they're playing North rather tight. So we'll see how that affects things. 4 wideouts, 2 each side. Braden Miller, the man in motion. This is a pass play. Rolling out to the far side. Can Connor find a hole? No, he cannot. The quarterback run early on here snuffed out. 4th down and 11 from the 35. Back to punt. Braden Miller with the rugby style. Gets it away. It's very good. Backing up. Is it into the end zone? No, it's not. It is inside the 5, inside the 1.
Wow.
Oh, yes. That's what you want. Best punt of the year off the foot of Braden Miller.
Yeah, you saw the hang time, and it got the bounce, pinning West to their own goal line.
Yeah, that's really going to make it tough on the Jaguars here on this second drive. And this stadium has been the site of a few upsets. They beat CBC in 2013, coming back from a pretty good halftime deficit. Obviously, there's been great games here with Howell. North as well, but the past few years, the Panthers have had the number. But again, it's a down year for the Panthers. And the transition from Class 6 to Class 5 for Zumwalt West. It's a handoff. He did not get out of the end zone. Is it a safety?
Looks like they may get him back to the line of scrimmage.
Oof, that is close.
Looked like a late push there towards the end.
Yeah, just barely.
They're actually going to give him a gain of maybe a half a yard.
Wow. Goff going to try and keep it. Does get out of the end zone and falls forward for a gain of 6. Third down and 2 from the 9. 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. West has a little more breathing room. Goff going to hand it off to his running back. Can they get the first? Yes, they can. Falling forward. Ball came out. Who has it? Zumwalt West does. The Panthers got a hand to it. But that rolled forward maybe an extra 5 yards.
And that was very close to being great field for Zumwalt North.
Yeah, it was. It just slipped out of the hands of a diving, I believe, Alex Goki. But it's first down Jaguars. Hand off to the running back up the middle. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2. Sean Robinson on the tackle.
Second down and 6. They're going to give them 4.
Kyle Nunn, the running back in the backfield. West will come out with a monster formation to the top of your screen. Handoff, Nunn. Does he have a hole? No, he does not. And he stopped. This will be third down and about 4. And looks like we have a Jaguars shaken up. Looks like he's down. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Jaguars on top, 7-0. You're watching Panther Broadcasting, powered by Prepcast.
To get that extra 10%. Reach the next level with Athletic Republic. Athletic Republic is science-based performance sports training, delivering intense, position-specific, one-on-one training. Stop working out and start training. Visit your local Athletic Republic training center today. Athletic Republic, where athletes who give 110% get the extra 10%.
Welcome back, everybody. Panther Broadcasting, powered by Prepcast. Third down and 2 here from the 31 for Fort Zumwalt West. They'll come out stacking the wide receivers to the far side of the field. Nobody to the bottom of your screen. Mikey Ludwig calling an audible as he brings his running back to the near side, and then looks like West going to take a timeout. We'll take one as well. 30 seconds, be right back. Still haven't ran the play.
To get that extra 10%. Reach the next level with Athletic Republic. Athletic Republic is science-based performance sports training, delivering intense, position-specific one-on-one training. Stop working out and start training. Visit your local Athletic Republic training center today. Athletic Republic, where athletes who give 110% get the extra 10%.
Third and 2 for the Jaguars. North's going to have to make a big stop here.
Yeah, they are, and this would be a nice momentum boost if they could. No pass plays so far for the Jaguars. Hand off to Nunn. That's going to be close. Looks like he may have gotten the push.
And they are going to move the chains.
All you got to do is limit the big plays. Don't let them get into the secondary because they have the athletes that you normally do have.
Well, as we've mentioned at the top of the broadcast, West's line is just huge.
Yeah, I mean, they're compared to the other teams that North has played this year, they're probably the biggest they're going to see, unless the Panthers make a run in Class 5 and have to play an outstate team. But on their schedule, this is normally a tune-up game, but you might see these guys in districts. Pass out to the near side, into the flat, into the secondary. One man to beat, Braden Miller, down the sideline to the 30, and dragged down by Carter Madere. So there's the big plays.
Yeah, and they just turned a small little wide receiver screen pass, into big yards. And once again, they are able to get the blocks, and they have the speed and athleticism to get down the field.
And again, those tackles for West just are well overmatched. Ball did come out. West's DJ Jones on the run. 5'10", 175 junior. First and 10 for Fort Zumwalt West. They bunch the wide receivers to the top. Goff calling signals. Everybody comes set. Back to pass, throwing it very short. And maybe a gain of 1 or 2 on the play. That's a tough one to run.
And great job by North just to read that one out and really get the receiver down right on contact.
Yeah, when they run that short little play, they're looking for a big play. And that time they didn't get it. So as West comes to the line, they're going to set up with 3 wide receivers to the top. Hand off to Nunn, hits the hole, into the open field, to the 10, to the 5, to the pylon, scores. Kyle Nunn, once again, his second rushing touchdown today. And you're getting into a hole here early.
Yeah, and if you're a Fort Zumwalt North, you're going to have to come out and score here. You have 55 seconds left in the first quarter. You got to get something going on offense.
Yeah, the quarterback run ain't going to work. Snap back, ball down, kick up. It is good. As Cody Goff puts it through the uprights, 14-0. We'll be right back on Panther Broadcasting, powered by Prepcast.
Bus Lines has been serving the St. Louis metropolitan area since 1932, and they take pride in their well-maintained fleet of clean, comfortable, European-style motor coaches and vans. Whether you're interested in a tour of the beautiful and historic St. Louis area or a charter trip to the lower 48 continental United States or parts of Canada, it's Vandalia Bus Lines, the largest fleet in the St. Louis area. Call them at 800-542-4287.
14-0, 55 seconds left in the first quarter. It's been all Zumwalt West. North is going to have to fight back here.
And the way they're going to have to fight back is drawing something different up. Because, again, this is kind of like that Howell game. You don't know what Zumwalt West has in store for you. They have played Eureka, Hillsboro. They've gone down to Bentonville. They've done a lot of different things than you have. I mean, I hate to harp on it, but all these players have played Class 6 football regularly. There is a difference in 5 and 6. And they've basically played a Class 6 schedule. To the far side, Braden Miller. Does he have room? Yes, he does. Down the sideline, 40, across the 50, and he is brought down inside the 45.
Now that's a kickoff you want to have if you're Zumwalt North. That's the momentum you want to have starting on your side of the field now.
Yeah, that's going to give you a little boost. And that's how Braden Miller has made an impact this year. He's taken 3 to the house.
Now if you're Zumwalt North, I know usually you're not a passing offense, but you're going to have to figure out something, get the ball outside or...
Well, like I said, run it to the outside if you're going to have to, but pulling it down as the quarterback is not going to work. Back to pass, looking in the flat, caught by DJ Jones, has the first down across to the 30. And that moves the chains.
And if you're Zumwalt North, that's almost what you want to do. You want those little slant passes, maybe a few wide receiver screens. At least get something.
Yeah, you're going to have to really be different in your play calling today. Bringing it down and trying to cut up, it's just not going to work based on the size.
But I will say this, though. If you're Zumwalt North, don't get too predictable if you're going to pass the ball. Don't look for one receiver because West will sniff that out in a heartbeat.
DJ Jones to the outside. Can he cut the corner? Flag on the play. And looks like this is a hold on Jacob Swinton as he was laying on his man. Holding on the offense. So that's a spot foul. Holding was in the backfield basically, so that knocks you back way to 1st and 25.
And that's one thing Zumwalt North is going to have to watch here is those costly penalties because you go forward and now you're back further than what you started at.
Yeah, you've taken 2 steps back. O'Neal, far side, caught and pulled out of bounds. And that was, I believe, Braden Miller on the reception. And this is one of the odd things about this stadium here at Zumwalt West. It is a long way to the other side of the field. And that is the quarter. 14-0 after 1. We'll take a break, be right back. Panther Broadcasting powered by Prepcast.
Bus Lines has been serving the St. Louis metropolitan area since 1932, and they take pride in their well-maintained fleet of clean, comfortable, European-style motor coaches and vans. Whether you're interested in a tour of the beautiful and historic St. Louis area or a charter trip to the lower 48 continental United States or parts of Canada, it's Vandalia Bus Lines, the largest fleet in the St. Louis area. Call them at 800-542-4287.
Welcome back, everybody. Panther Broadcasting, powered by Prepcast. Fort Zumwalt North versus Fort Zumwalt West. The Jaguars on top. They have not beaten Fort Zumwalt North in 6 meetings. And those 6 meetings go back a ways. As West has been on the schedule, off the schedule, on the schedule, off the schedule. Did not play last year. But the Panthers start out at the 39. Reverse play. This is Hamilton. Far side and tripped up. An original gain of 5, but he gets it to third and manageable.
Yeah, and if you're Zumwalt North, those are the plays you're going to want. Switch things up. Show something that you haven't shown all season long. And that little trick play opened up a hole for North.
Yeah, and Hamilton is the athlete. You kind of wish DJ Jones was running that ball, though. Far side, 3rd down and 7 from the 28. DJ Jones, the man in motion. Option play. They reverse it to the far side. O'Neal has the first down and moves the chains. And now this offense is really looking different.
Honestly, I like that play.
I do, too. They haven't
by
done that
O'Neal
all year.
Yeah. You fake the handoff, and obviously you know with O'Neal he likes to run it up the middle, but you just change directions and found a hole.
Yeah, you're going to need to get on the board on this drive. And you really don't want to get into a track meet because you're just not that kind of a team. Madare to the near side of the field. DJ Jones, the man in motion. It's a handoff to DJ. Has a blocker. Can he cut the corner? Yes, he can, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. 5, tiptoes!
They're
They
going to
call
say
him
he's
out.
out.
Yeah, they call him out at the 7. He was tiptoeing down that sideline. Looked like Chris Davis in the kick 6.
It was definitely close.
Yeah, he was just tiptoeing down. Looked like the referee made the right call. 1st down and 7 from the 7. 11:35 on the clock. North knocking on the door here. 3 wide receivers. Braden Miller, the man in motion to the far side. Keeper by O'Neal. Touchdown, Panthers.
And that is what you want for North. Finally get on the board, get those jitters away. And now it's a matter of, can you stop West's offense?
Yeah, you're going to have to shut down Kyle Nunn somehow. Noah Page to kick. Snap back, ball down, kick up, and good. 14-7. Panthers back in it. We'll be right back as we change ends on Panther Broadcasting, powered by Prepcast.
To get that extra 10%. Reach the next level with Athletic Republic. Athletic Republic is science-based performance sports training, delivering intense, position-specific, one-on-one training. Stop working out and start training. Visit your local Athletic Republic training center today. Athletic Republic, where athletes who give 110% get the extra 10%.
Welcome back, everybody. Panther Broadcasting, powered by Prepcast. Few score updates for you. Val Catholic 12-0 over Kennett. St. Mary's up 35-21 at the half versus Lutheran North. And Howell on top in their game, 17-0. We've also got a tight one here, 14-7. Fort Zumwalt North and Fort Zumwalt West. Up the middle. Do they have blockers? Yes, they do. Couple men to beat. Dragged down at the 47. Nolan Whiteside with the return. 1st down and 10 from their own 47-yard line. So West will come out with the Hog Mollies, and then they'll also have Ludwig and Kyle Nunn in the backfield. 3 wideouts. Nunn's going to get the handoff, trying to shake out to the outside. He does. He's got some room and then is pushed out, but somehow stays in bounds and then is whistled dead.
It looks like there is a flag on the play near the 50.
That's in the area of holding. And West is walking back. Holding on the offense. So that'll knock him back a bit. 10-yard spot foul. And just want to pass along this information to you. We will be bringing you the coverage in the playoffs for Fort Zumwalt North. It will be pay-per-view, though. And you'll be brought to you by Misha TV. Nunn with the handoff, hits the hole, goes to the outside, finds some room to the 50, 40, 30, stays in bounds, and is pushed out by Madare. DJ Jones, rather. No relation.
It threw me off when I was looking at the roster.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
is that?
too. It's not ours. You can't do that. You couldn't transfer mid-season. No, sir.
I didn't think so.
1st and 10 from the 26. 10:51 on the clock. 3 wide receivers out to the far side. Ludwig going to hand it off now, pull it down and keep it himself. 10-5, touchdown. Mike Ludwig bringing it down and doing what Connor O'Neill does.
Yep, it's going to be one of those nights where Zumwalt North is going to have to figure out.
Well, they've got athletes in their backfield. They've got Ludwig, who is obviously mobile. Then you have Nunn. Then you got DJ Jones, who's basically a wide receiver, just like our DJ, who can run the ball as the kick is up and good. 21-7. We'll stay here, but you're going to have to really pinch in on the line. You don't have big defensive backs. You do not have a rather big defensive line. You have to use your speed, and you're going to have to keep them into 3rd down and 8s. Stuff like that. Because if you get them into 3rd and short, they're just going to do what they just did.
Yeah, they're going to find a hole, and they're going to run it up the middle. And we mentioned that Zumwalt West has the size advantage over North, and that's something that North hasn't seen since Howell.
Yeah, that's true. They really haven't seen a true advantage. I mean, I think Washington was probably bigger than them, but Washington had an offense that you could stop.
Well, Washington didn't have an overly big.
No, I mean,
as far as roster goes.
Yeah, and you had a bigger roster, and you could throw some fresh guys in there. In terms of numbers, I'd say it's about even. So West, 21-7 over North. Here comes the kick from Cody Goff. It is away. It is high, deep, and into the end zone and out the back for a touchback. And the thing with this North program, you feel like this year is a down year, and it probably is, but this is the last known year. After this year, you don't really know what everything holds. Now, your JV team's doing good, but it always changes. You can be great one year and go 2-10 the next.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're going to have to see how well their JV team can size up on the varsity level.
That time the reverse was stopped in the backfield by Xavier Oates. Oates, 6'1", 211, defensive lineman. That's a pretty quick one, too. Connor O'Neill lost 3 on the play. 10:15 on the clock. Ball back on the 17. Hamilton at the bottom of your screen, off the screen rather. Then you have Braden Miller, who's the man in motion, to the far side. Back to pass, looking long. Hamilton has some room. Incomplete, but it looked like Hamilton was either being held or didn't know where the ball was.
And that was Quinn Purcell with the one-on-one coverage.
Yeah, I mean, it was one-on-one, but again, like, it just felt like Connor had to really chuck it up there to get that kind of a pass off. 3rd down and 13. So your opponent very, very well could be Zumwalt West in the next game, based on how things turn out tonight. Scrolling, far side, got it off. Incomplete. And that was just a hope and a prayer trying to get it to the sideline. 4th down and long from the 17. North will punt.
And that is something that the North did not want to see after their previous offensive drive.
No, and the momentum, just they haven't been able to grab any kind of front foot on their offense tonight so far, as Braden Miller will punt. Gets it off very good. But it's short. Looked like it was tipped possibly, and doesn't even get past the 40. So now you're really in trouble. You really have to make a stop on this drive.
Yeah, this drive is very crucial if you're Zumwalt North. You haven't had much luck stopping West's offense.
So let's take a quick look at our sponsors. Brought to you by Bleacher Sports Bar, St. Charles Flying Service, and Prepcast.com. Thank you very much. Everybody come set. Handoff, far side. That is Jones. Maybe a gain of 3 or 4. So 2nd and 6 as the clock continues to tick. 21-7 here, about halfway through the first half. You're just joining us. My name's Tom Hartbeck. I'm alongside, Gavin Anderson. Normally, Gavin, you're on the tech side of things, but this is a handoff to Nunn. And he is close to the first down and actually gets a North favored spot. So 3rd down and 3 from the 29.
Now if you're Zumwalt North, I'd say expect the run again.
And looks like North flinched on that one. That was Goki. So that'll move the chains.
And once again, a costly penalty. Shoots you in the foot.
First down and 10 from the 24. The handoff up the middle, going nowhere this time. Dragged down by Shane Pruitt.
And I think they're going to give him a loss of 1, or they're going to put him back at the line of scrimmage.
Either way, nice play by Shane. And again, like in years past, North has had weapons coming off the edge of the line. You've had Parker Monning. P.J. Henderson is a weapon. Shane Pruitt's a weapon. But you just haven't been able to use him as much. As Goff back to pass, looking, far side. Got it off, end zone. Touchdown. Somehow Mikey Ludwig with the reception. And North is looking around at the referee like they were pushed off on. That looked odd to me, though.
Yeah, that couldn't really tell what happened there, but
He threw it up. I didn't see anybody there, and somehow Ludwig just juts out into an opening. Normally, that's a sign that he pushed off, but
yeah, I think it was just a matter of they threw the ball up and Ludwig, I guess, just found an open space. I guess shook a defender or something.
Shook a defender or got out of a melee. Delay a game on the offense. So that moves it back 5, and maybe now they'll go for this. But he should be able to make it. Goff to kick. Snap back, ball down, kick up, and good. 28-7, 7:35 left on the clock. We'll be right back on Panther Broadcasting, powered by PrepGas.
Bus Lines has been serving the St. Louis metropolitan area since 1932, and they take pride in their well-maintained fleet of clean, comfortable, European-style motor coaches and vans. Whether you're interested in a tour of the beautiful and historic St. Louis area or a charter trip to the lower 48 continental United States or parts of Canada, it's Vandalia Bus Lines, the largest fleet in the St. Louis area. Call them at 800-542-4287.
Welcome back, everybody. Panther Broadcasting, powered by PrepCast. 28-7. Zumwalt West poised to get their first win over Zumwalt North in a while right now. Though it is only the first half, 7:35 left to go. And we were talking in the break, Gavin. Zumwalt West, their 3-5 record is not indicative of how good a team they are.
No, we were talking about how good of teams that they've played over their schedule.
Braden Miller makes the catch, but it goes into the end zone for a touchback, and he just lets it fall through his hands. And like their schedule, Eureka, Hillsboro, then they've gone out of town once. When you're playing these big teams that are just generally, will have the athletes and will have size, especially size.
Oh, yeah.
When you've played against size and a lineman's going up against somebody his own size, it's going to make somebody who's a little bit shorter and a little bit lighter a lot different. Whereas in Class 5, you got to play pretty quick as Hamilton gets the reception and is dragged down.
And that was Quinn Purcell to make the first contact on defense.
He's got some Thor hair, doesn't he?
Yep. And the thing about Purcell's, he's not that big. Only 5'7", 143, but that kid can hit. I had his dad for a math teacher in middle school.
Miller, the man in motion. O'Neal going to keep it. Has some room to the far side. Tries to shake away. First down. Still running. Pushed out of bounds. Dylan Whiteside on the tackle, and that's a play that the Panthers have wanted to make all game. First and 10 from the 42. And you might be able to hear the Silver Jaguar Brigade warming up behind me. A lot of practice fields here at Zumwalt West. Jones, the man in motion. Bad snap. Picked up by Connor. Got it off somehow and just throws it away. Second down and 10 from the 42. (28-7), 6:43 on the clock. North trying to move the ball a bit here. They've got some time needing to get back in this one. 28-14 at half wouldn't be too bad. But they have not been able to make a stop on defense just yet. O'Neal with a bullet over the middle, incomplete. Intended receiver was Carter Madare. That makes it 3rd down and 10. And I feel like Connor now is almost forced to throw the ball a little bit.
Yeah, that's one thing that we've noticed. And, well, last game he had, 2 passing touchdowns?
Yeah.
So he's getting a little more comfortable throwing the ball. But the thing is he doesn't have time in the pocket to throw it.
No.
It's more of just try to find a receiver and chuck it.
O'Neal again, throwing it quickly out to Hamilton, caught, and then down to the ground. This will be 4th down and about 2. You may as well go for it. Ooh, they give him a short spot there. 4th down and 3. He could coffin kick him here.
You're down by 21, though.
Yeah, you need
You need a score.
A score before halftime would basically say you're in the game. So Hochul Stadium comes to life. 3 wide receivers. DJ Jones, the man in motion. O'Neal going to try and tuck it and run. He is short. And DJ Jones might have had the hole around the outside.
Yeah, once again, it's one of those runs by O'Neal that just got sniffed out, and one of those runs up the middle that just isn't working for you.
And here's my diagnosis. I've been calling this team for now 4 years. And I saw this with Vianney back when they beat North in state at the time I was in college. Do you really need a dual threat quarterback in this offense, or can you just put a runner back there who you know can make a decision and pull it down and run?
I mean, we've seen it where, yeah, Bacon's offense is very run heavy.
Yeah, it's run heavy, and now let's go back. Jack Newcomb, not the greatest runner, decent thrower, but had athletes all around him. Chris Reckel and Peyton Hoker. Reckel a runner, Hoker a passer. Back to pass, looking far side, down the sideline, incomplete. Then you have Cairo Payne. Cairo Payne, probably the closest you got to Cade Brister. Cade Brister now was a running type quarterback. Now you see him at Lindenwood.
He very much has an arm on him.
Yeah, a little bit of a different story now that he's bulked up a bit.
I tell you what, though, for his size, he's got speed, though.
Oh, yeah, and that's the thing. You need to be a running athlete as they throw a pitch out to the far side. Who's got it? Guthrie hits it, and North has fallen on the ball.
That is a big break if you're Zumwalt North.
That is a huge break with 5 minutes left here. And now you have a short field. You need a score now if you want any chance in this game.
Now, yeah, going back to the point of does North need a dual threat quarterback? I'd say no.
No.
Just with the way that Bacon runs his offense, very run heavy. You might as well have a running back play as the quarterback.
I agree. You may as well have Braden Miller be your quarterback because he's an athlete. O'Neal, far side, caught, no, hits the hands of DJ Jones and falls incomplete. He was probably in for a score. Like I said, you may as well have Braden Miller be your quarterback because he can run as a scat back. Now, Connor, why isn't he playing at fullback or being your short yardage quarterback? Something like that. There's nothing wrong with having 2 or 3 guys who can throw the ball and run it.
Yeah.
Connor O'Neal in the backfield. Andy Guthrie, the tailback. Braden Miller, the man in motion. Now they'll reverse to the near side. That's not going to work. West knows the way it happens. And so you've ran now 3 plays in succession that haven't gone really much of anywhere, and you've dropped back to 3rd down and 12. I think that play now is scratched.
The fake
reverse.
Fake reverse. It worked that one play, but it's getting too predictable. And here's the thing. With West's size, right when you make that spin move.
Caught by Braden Miller on the far side. This will be 4th down and about 5. You may as well put this one to the end zone. 4:15 on the clock. Or if you could draw something up here, it would be great. I even think you could make a field goal from this range.
I was thinking, try a long field goal.
But they're going to go for it. Connor O'Neill has his troops. Puts one up. Near side. Hamilton. Incomplete. Turnover on downs, and you had the ball for a minute.
You had a turnover. You forced a fumble, but can't capitalize.
Yeah, and not only did you not capitalize, you have to control the ball. Keep West's offense off the field, or at least attempt to.
Give your defense a chance to catch a breath.
Again, another handoff to Nunn. Hits the hole and is headed down to the ground.
Maybe a gain of 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3 on it, but the good thing is North does have a little bit of speed on defense, and they can clog a hole if they need it. But if you hit that hole, it's going to be hard to make a stop once they get into the secondary. 2nd down, and they give them 3 on the play. They'll go out to the far side. That is Mike Ludwig on the keeper. 3rd down and 7. Now you're back. This is where you want to have Fort Zumwalt West. 3rd down and 7 from the 32. Make a stop here. Get the ball back. You have a chance to do exactly what you were about to do last drive.
Yeah, make them.
3rd down and 4 as they adjust late. Low snap. Ludwig going to have to roll. Puts one up wide open. Caught. And Mark Futrell got burned on the blitz. I mean, they really got burned on the blitz that time.
Oh, yeah. Receiver wide open.
So now we come set. And that was off of Ludwig's back foot. Had he not been pressured, that might have been a touchdown. Trips to the far side. Here comes the blitz. Bad snap once more. Ludwig rolling out. Got one off. Far side. Caught up the middle. 10. Dragged down by Carter Madere. And that was DJ Jones on the reception.
And Ludwig pressured again, hit as he's thrown, but he's just able to find an open receiver.
Well, that's the thing. When you have a passing quarterback, it's a weapon for you, especially in, this class of high school football, Class 5, which favors the run.
And that's one thing that Zumwalt West has been able to capitalize on.
Now Cody Goff in at the quarterback position, hands it off to Nunn down to the 4. Second and goal from the 5. Goff in at quarterback. Jones, I believe, is the running back. No, that is Nunn. Handoff to Nunn around the outside to the pylon. No, he stopped running. Doesn't even get to the 4. And that may cause a ripple because North normally is very good down by the goal line. 3rd down and 4 here, 28-7. This may prolong the game just a little bit as you'll be short the turbo clock heading into the second half. Because you've only got 30 seconds on the clock, but 10 seconds to draw a play off.
And I think they're going to let the clock go down to 1.
Call timeout.
Probably take a kneel.
I don't know. Why
or
not?
Or maybe run another play?
Yeah, they want to run another play. That's for darn sure. We'll take a quick break. Be right back on Panther Broadcasting, powered by Prepcast.
Bus Lines has been serving the St. Louis metropolitan area since 1932, and they take pride in their well-maintained fleet of clean, comfortable, European-style motor coaches and vans. Whether you're interested in a tour of the beautiful and historic St. Louis area or a charter trip to the lower 48 continental United States or parts of Canada, it's Vandalia Bus Lines, the largest fleet in the St. Louis area. Call them at 800-542-4287.
Welcome back, everybody. Panther Broadcasting, powered by Prepcast. And Gavin, expand on your thought that you shared during the break.
Well, I was saying if Zumwalt North had a quarterback like Mike Ludwig who can throw the ball decently well, this is a whole different ball game. And to be quite honest, this is a whole different North football team.
I agree. And I don't want to knock Connor O'Neill. He's been the quarterback in waiting. He's been the backup quarterback for 3 years. And he's certainly earned his spot, and he can certainly run this offense as Nunn is in for the score. But, and we'll stay here through the break, but Connor also is at a disadvantage. He has the smallest line in front of him that North has had in probably 8 years. And that's just how the cookie crumbles with kids who live in the district, you know. There's no one to really fault for the quote-unquote rebuilding year that North is going through right now. But it's just very hard when you have not seen this kind of play for many, many years.
Yeah, and, you know, I'm not taking anything away from O'Neill. He's done very good for what he's been given.
Yes, I agree with that.
He's at a disadvantage, as you mentioned, with a smaller line.
He's at a smaller line, and he has athletes, but he doesn't have athletes like Chris Fitzgerald or Isaiah Hartrup or Tyler Oates. I mean, those are big names, and mind you, they all went to Division I schools.
Yep.
You know, you don't have a Division I player on this team. Maybe, dare I say, DJ Jones to some place like Lindenwood. But it's just how it is. High school football changes every 4 years. Every 4 years there's a turnaround in who's good and who's not. And this year we see Howell turn to be very good. We see Zumwalt West, still kind of rebuilding their program. North now rebuilding their program. Kick is away. It is short. Caught on the near side and brought down. 7 seconds to go here. And North will have a shot to send something up.
At this point, chuck it downfield.
Yep.
Because you don't have enough time to have a short pass and try to come up with something else.
No, unless you can break a big run. We'll see what they do here. but I wouldn't put it past Bacon to just take a knee either. 35-7. 3 wide receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. That is Hamilton. Everybody comes set. O'Neal, the option play out to Guthrie. He's got nowhere to go. Maybe he gets back to the line. The horn goes. And that is the half. Zumwalt West on top of North for the first time in 6 meetings. 35-7. At the half, we'll take a quick break. We'll show the band for you for the halftime entertainment. And we'll be back with the second half on Panther Broadcasting, powered by Prepcast.
To get that extra 10%. Reach the next level with Athletic Republic. Athletic Republic is science-based performance sports training, delivering intense, position-specific one-on-one training. Stop working out and start training. Visit your local Athletic Republic training center today. Athletic Republic, where athletes who give 110% get the extra 10%.
Bus Lines has been serving the St. Louis metropolitan area since 1932, and they take pride in their well-maintained fleet of clean, comfortable, European-style motor coaches and vans. Whether you're interested in a tour of the beautiful and historic St. Louis area or a charter trip to the lower 48 continental United States or parts of Canada, it's Vandalia Bus Lines, the largest fleet in the St. Louis area. Call them at 800-542-4287.
Looking to get that extra 10%. Reach the next level with Athletic Republic. Athletic Republic is science-based performance sports training, delivering intense, position-specific one-on-one training. Stop working out and start training. Visit your local Athletic Republic training center today. Athletic Republic, where athletes who give 110% get the extra 10%.
Bus Lines has been serving the St. Louis metropolitan area since 1932, and they take pride in their well-maintained fleet of clean, comfortable, European-style motor coaches and vans. Whether you're interested in a tour of the beautiful and historic St. Louis area or a charter trip to the lower 48 continental United States or parts of Canada, it's Vandalia Bus Lines, the largest fleet in the St. Louis area. Call them at 800-542-4287.
Fallon, Missouri, please welcome the Fort Zumwalt West High School Marching Band. Fort Zumwalt West program is entitled Just a Little Stitches and includes the music of Stevie Wonder, Frank Churchill, Supertramp, Europe, Jamie Stewart, and Michael Jackson. Bands of America is proud to present in preliminary
Jaguar will remove their shoes and leave them on the field to represent the lasting impact they have had on our program. Our seniors have dedicated their high school lives to the pursuit of excellence. They have made sacrifices, endured heat and cold, many late nights, and hundreds of hours of intense rehearsals. Seniors, we thank you for your dedication, and we will miss you dearly. We will not forget the mark you have left on our program and in our hearts. Always remember, this is your home, and we are your family. Let's hear it one more time for our very own Silver Jaguar Marching Band Seniors. Looking under the direction of Rob Stegeman, Neil Flanagan, and Marissa Kaiser, with assistance from Julie Short, Aaron Short, Jessica Flanagan, Jared Perry, Allison Coffey, Maureen Masterson, Maddie Dexter, Caitlin Apel, Sam Weaver, Jeff Geely, and Becky Fanning. Mr. Stegeman would like to thank our superintendent, Dr. DeBray, and the FCS School Board, Dr. Dreyer, and the West High School building principals and staff, Mr. Weiber, and Mrs. Hines in the activities office, our incredible band boosters, and the students for their constant support and encouragement. Next up is the West Point varsity cheer team. The cheerleaders are very excited to honor their senior Becky Parisi, Emily Mumford, Ashley Orban, Trina Pan, Alexa Rankin, Maya Richards, Lauren Ross, Shannon Smith, Katie Steinhoff, Casey Tipton, Rachel Van Hee, and Penelope Williams. Great job tonight, ladies.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Panther Broadcasting, powered by Prepcast. My name's Tom Hartbeck. I'm alongside Gavin Anderson, and Eric Gallahan has joined us in the booth. He's off mic, though. He's got the night off. Just thought he'd watch the game tonight as the Panthers get set to kick. 35-7, they are down as Noah Page hits it high and deep to the far side. Whiteside with the reception. Has some room. Gets through. One or two men to beat. He is down to the 48. And that is not the way you wanted to start the second half.
But West is starting right where they left off,
Yeah.
which isn't surprising. You saw West out on the far end zone warming up while the cheerleaders were performing. They were out super early.
Yeah, and I think West kind of knows they're at 4, a chance to go 4-5, which has basically kind of been their norm the last few years. But this game is really going to swing the district as Mikey Ludwig gets the snap, but they call the play dead. And right now, the standings in this district are as follows. Once I get it pulled up here. All right, so coming into tonight, Howell has the bye, that's for certain, and Francis House Central has the last spot, that's for certain. Everywhere else is within a point. Zumwalt North at 35. Ludwig scrolling far side, throws it down the field, has his man, incomplete. So as it shakes out, right now, Howell is 1, Central is 7, so Howell has the bye. Zumwalt North right now is 2. With this loss, as it stands right now, if it ended, West would leapfrog North, just barely. Riverview Gardens will stay the same. South lost to Francis Howell North yesterday. Out into the flat, caught and dragged down short of the first down, maybe a gain of about 7. So as it'll stack out, it'll be Howell, then West, North, Riverview Gardens, Francis Howell North, Zumwalt South, Francis House Central, and the Bulldogs would then head to Fisher Stadium over off of Tom Ginniver Drive, and Zumwalt West would then be the 2 spot playing 6, which would then end up being, I believe, Francis Howell Central. No, excuse me, Zumwalt South. It's so darn close. All the results tonight are going to basically throw this district to the wind.
Yeah, it's, as you mentioned, 2 through 6 is just so close.
Yeah, as Ludwig gets over the line running a monster formation. And here's the point totals as of right now. Howell with 50, Zumwalt North 35, Zumwalt West 30, then Riverview Gardens 30, Zumwalt South 29, Howell North 27, and Francis House Central 25.
And got a score update from that Howell game. 31-14, Howell has a lead in the third quarter.
Up the middle, that is Kyle Nunn. Who are they playing?
That I will have to check.
Howell 31-14. I mean, that's closer than they've had this year normally. So we come set, first down and 10 from the 26. Zumwalt West starting to move. Pass is incomplete.
They're playing Rockbridge.
That's a good game.
Yeah.
Rockbridge, always competitive. Kind of an up and down lately. Second down and 10 from the 26. if Zumwalt North can make a stop, dare I say they could get back into this game. It would be a heck of a comeback, though, as Ludwig goes out to the far side, has the first down, and then is brought down short of the sideline.
North would have to make a stop on defense, and their offense is going to have to kick it into high gear.
Yes.
They're going to have to score on every drive.
1st and 10 from the 15. At the second quarter, this is 21 minutes ago, though, CVC is up 31-17 on Edwardsville. Kyle Nunn with the run, 7 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 3 from the 9. So right away, Zumwalt West knocking on the door once again. Hand off to Nunn, bounces out to the outside, can't get anything that time.
And North has always done a great job when their defensive backs are against the goal line. They've had much success in situations that they've needed to come clutch in. Tonight, however, not so much, 35-7. And it's just one thing that we've mentioned is just the size comparison against these two schools.
3rd down and 5. Goff going to tuck it. Has some room. Goal line. Short. And that's a 1st down for Zumwalt West. They mark him at the 2. Now Ludwig back in at quarterback. DJ Jones flanks out to the tight end position. It is Ludwig in for the score. So now you're at the turbo clock, and the clock will run. And this is we were talking about this with Eric during the break. St. Charles football has a gigantic gap in it, where there are really good teams and then there are very poor teams. And as the kick is up from Goff, it is good. So 42-7, the turbo clock is on. And I'm trying to phrase this right. There's really good teams like Howell, like Zumwalt North in the past years, like Zumwalt West in the early 2000s. But there's not a lot of middle ground. And this year, Zumwalt North kind of is the middle ground.
Yeah.
So that's why it feels so odd if you're a Panther fan. You know, you're going to go, as of right now, pending a miracle, 5-4 in the regular season, a chance to go 6-4, more than likely, and then you could even get to 7-5. You know, it would be kind of interesting, but you may run into Zumwalt West again. And now, when I look at this district, you may see Zumwalt West and Howell, depending on how the bracket shakes out, be the district final game.
Now, if North does see West again, how do you think that game's going to feel? Like how,
I think it's
as Coach Bacon looks at the film today, how do you think Coach Bacon would make that adjustment?
Well, I think it's going to be obviously closer, but you're going to have to get something different going on your offense as Braden Miller tries to shake away, stays on his feet, and then is upended just short of the 30.
Tackled by number 77, Zach Rolfes.
I mean, you're going to have, and I think this is something that Coach Bacon needs to dig into his coaching philosophy a little bit. You can't be so predictable. And we learned this last year. Connor O'Neill started at quarterback. Chris Reckel started at quarterback, and the offense kind of was like it is this year. Flag on the play, caught by Hamilton near side, brought down across the 40. You know, the offense last year was very similar to this year, where you didn't know where the production was going to come from. Peyton Hoker was listed as a wide receiver. Chris Reckel wasn't really best used as a quarterback. Connor O'Neill was your fallback, you know, who you started at the quarterback position. Loses that job to Peyton Hoker, who then takes you on a very good season.
Yeah.
Because he could throw the ball. He was a threat. He knew how to run and bring it down, but he was more of a passing quarterback. Connor O'Neill, much more of a running quarterback, but he does not have the line in front of him as he's back to pass. Flush from the pocket, and that time he couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, and that's one thing that this Zumwalt North team has seen. As far as quarterbacks go, you'll see a quarterback that predominantly runs the football. Then you see one that predominantly throws the football. And that's one thing that Coach Bacon, as you mentioned, been predictable, mainly in the run column.
Well, the thing is, it's a run-heavy offense. Your quarterback has to run the ball. I get it. That's how the offense is designed. Last year, he pivoted very well. But again, at some point, you have to say, what is the best thing for your offense, as this one is chucked up and caught?
No, they're going to say incomplete.
On the sideline. But see, just again there, that was a 30-yard throw. Kind of put everything he had behind that. And when you're a run-heavy offense and you're stopped on the run and you cannot throw the ball, then you have to get creative. And by getting creative, I'm saying this: you use your best athlete on the field as your quarterback. Kyron Williams did that to Zumwalt North when Vianney won state. Cutting up the middle, Connor O'Neill found a hole this time, gets out to the 15, close to the 20. And then at least gives him a little bit of room to get the punt off. And there's case in point. Connor knows how to tuck the ball down and run, and he knows how to make a play. But he just hasn't had that opportunity this year.
Yeah, it's been very hard for him to find a gap or find a hole.
And also, North has played a relatively harder schedule than they normally do. Almost a big hit. Caught and returned 5 yards to the 35. Maurice Hamilton had his man teed up. So West will huddle. The clock is stopped.
And the Jaguars will pick up 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 44 is what they mark it. First and 10. In the backfield for West is Cody Goff. Then DJ Jones, then Kyle Nunn. Everybody's set. Hand off to DJ Jones. And maybe a gain of 3 or 4 to the far side.
And the Zumwalt West team gonna take their time on offense.
Excuse me, my ears are hurting. Don't know if you heard that. I don't know where that came from, but
somewhere down below.
Yeah, it just interrupted my train of thought. 2nd down and 7 from the 46. Goff in the shotgun. Hand off to Nunn around the outside. Can he get blockers? Flag on the play. And that should walk back. So let's talk a little bit. The big surprise in this district, the Howell North Knights at 4-5.
Oh, I can't get enough of it. I can't get enough of it.
Howell North 4-5. I mean, that's a big improvement. I mean,
St. Charles should throw a parade right down Hackman.
yeah. I mean,
As Eric mentions, the new school being built in 5 years.
yes. Hey, they have some. You know what? St. Peter's is growing though. Back to pass Goff, and P.J. Henderson coming in to make the sack. Got a rainbow down the sideline, caught, incomplete.
The hit jarred the ball loose. Great defensive stop.
Yeah,
There.
P.J. Henderson had the pressure on too. And the faithful here at Zumwalt West, a little more vocal than most. Very, very passionate. And I was talking about this earlier in the game. The atmosphere here at Zumwalt West is very unusual. It has this enormous extension built onto it that was originally planned for their marching band. And the marching band never really caught on to using it as they complete one out into the flat and then whistle the play dead. Because of how far they were away from all the action and all the fans, the band complained that they weren't able to be heard. So they said, we'll stay where we're always at in the stands in our section. And then that section over there that was built basically on the remaining portion of the hill turned into just extra space. And it goes almost end zone to end zone here at Hochul Stadium, as this is the first punt for Zumwalt West tonight. So they'll let this run down here in the third.
Might as well. You got 35-point lead. No reason to be in any hurry.
Snap back, kick is away. Very good catch. Over his shoulder, far side, Braden Miller from the 5. Trying to find some room. Needs to run forward and only gets to maybe the 7.
Looks like they're going to give him about to the 8 or 9. But very long ways to go.
Yeah, and Braden has broken 3 of those. He's broken 2 punt returns for a touchdown and a kickoff for a touchdown this year. But again, a score here by Zumwalt North. That running clock will stop.
And Howell has broken this game open 45-21. Going into, I believe, they're still in the third.
Yeah, are they playing?
Rock Bridge,
Yeah, Rock Bridge.
which Rock Bridge is 7-1
Yeah,
on
they're
the
good.
season. So
Yeah, they're good. Up in Class 6. And might I say, Rock Bridge, one of the best facilities I've been in. Battle probably number 1 in high school.
Battle's always been nice.
Yeah, 2 is probably Rockbridge. And then maybe Kirkwood. Caught in the flat, far side. That looks like Madare. It is, and he's out of bounds. Madare.
So it looks like they're going to give them about a gain of 8 or 7 or 8.
Second down and 3 from the 12. 40 seconds left here. Back to pass. Looking in the flat. That's Hamilton. Spinning, turns away. First down. Brought down by a host of black and purple.
And it would have been nice to see this from Zumwalt North earlier on in the game. 2 nice passes by O'Neal to move the chains.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen this early on in the game as well, because we might be looking at something different. But again, Connor can throw the ball, but he has to make a very, very quick decision. He's a West Coast kind of quarterback. Spinning, makes a catch. That is Hamilton again. Gets down to close to the 40, and that's the end of the quarter. So after 3, 42-7. Fourth quarter coming up. Panthers down big here in week number 9. We'll be right back.
Bus Lines has been serving the St. Louis metropolitan area since 1932, and they take pride in their well-maintained fleet of clean, comfortable European-style motor coaches and vans. Whether you're interested in a tour of the beautiful and historic St. Louis area or a charter trip to the lower 48 continental United States or parts of Canada, it's Vandalia Bus Lines, the largest fleet in the St. Louis area. Call them at 800-542-4287.
Welcome back, everybody. Panther Broadcasting, powered by PrepCast. Fourth quarter excuse me. Fourth quarter starting here. 42-7. And it's kind of just been the case of West has been able to move the ball, North has not. And these are two teams who their records do not really paint a good picture of how
they've
they
been.
are.
Yeah.
O'Neal stands, looks, intercepted on the sideline. Down the sideline with some room. Pushed out of bounds.
And that's number 5, Quinn Purcell, who came in with the read and got the interception.
And with that, they pretty much know this game's pretty much wrapped up. Gotta watch it on the sideline warning there, though.
And that is a big interception for West.
Yeah, and this is a big game for West as well. I mean, 6 meetings in a row that go back close to 10 years where you have not beaten Zumwalt North. You know, and it took Zumwalt North having a down year, not because of, bad breaks, mainly just because the athletes this year are not there. It's nobody's fault. It's just how the crop of kids turned out. And not that Zumwalt North's a bad team by any means, but a lot of shifts in the classes, a lot of shifts in teams trading fortunes. 4 years ago, Zumwalt North blew Howell away.
Yeah.
2 years ago, 3 years ago, they blew Howell away. 2 years, 2021
Yep.
was a very good game. Very, very good game. Went down to the wire. Now, things kind of turn. And that just happens. That's the nature of high school football.
Well, as you kind of mentioned, it's a matter of graduating classes.
Yeah.
It's kind of how your cards are dealt.
Yeah.
And 2-3 years ago, North was like how Howell is now.
Yeah.
Nobody could beat North. You had 60-7 scores every single game. You had running clock by halftime.
Yeah, and it was something that Zumwalt North was almost accustomed to. And they still got it this year, but it's just more few and far between. With the way everything is shaking out right now, folks, we believe the district will look like this. Francis Howell will get the bye. Zumwalt West will be 2. Zumwalt North will be 3. Riverview Gardens stays the same at 4. Francis Howell North will be 5. Then Zumwalt South 6 and Francis Howell Central 7. So that means Zumwalt West would play Central. Zumwalt North would then play Zumwalt South. And then Riverview Gardens, I believe. Well, hold on a minute. 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, and 4 plays 5. So the 5 seed will be Francis Howell North. So again, Howell with the bye. North will be leapfrogged by West. So Howell, West, North, Riverview, Francis Howell North, Zumwalt South, and Howell Central. And it looks like the Panthers will take on the Bulldogs next week. And Zumwalt West will take on Central. Riverview Gardens will then play Howell North. And that Riverview Gardens Howell North game is interesting to me, because I don't really know much about either team, but Howell North is better than normal this year.
Well, I was going to say, I know Howell North's team very well. I don't know this year's Howell North team because their 4-5 record or whatever that.
4 and 5. That's
yeah,
their record.
4-5. My 4 years of high school, they never had a record of that.
Guthrie with a run. Wow, dragging up the middle.
But there is a flag near the 50 at the 49-yard line.
Now, Riverview will have athletes, that's for sure.
I don't know anything about Riverview Gardens. You and I kind of talked about it at halftime. I don't even know where that's at.
Yeah, it's up in North St. Louis. So as things kind of shake out, I'm looking at Zumwalt North if they were to beat South. So if 3 would beat 6, they play the winner of 4 and 5. And I think they would end up playing the winner of that Riverview Gardens Howell North game. I'm not for certain. Caught by Madare on the middle of the field, just short. This may be Connor O'Neill's best passing game.
I would say he's looked very good
Second half.
in the second half. But I also think it's because you have Ford Zumwalt West, who's up 42-7. They're playing a lot of their second string. They want to keep their starters fresh for districts.
It's O'Neill bringing it down to the far side, just short of the first.
And if you're Ford Zumwalt North, you want at least one more.
Yeah, if you can get one more score. If you can actually end this game without the turbo clock, that might be just enough for Zumwalt West to stay below you, but I am not for certain on that with the math.
To be honest, I'm not familiar with the
Well,
brackets.
It's so weird. Strength of schedule, points scored, records.
I figured points scored and record.
And everybody's so close, except for Hal.
Well, yeah, I think everybody expected that coming into the start of the season.
I don't think they expected Hal to be as good as they were. Back to pass. That is O'Neill. Incomplete.
Well, Hal's always been big on size.
They've always been big on size, but the athletes are where they've lacked. And
well, I think it's also because we're so used to seeing in Class 6.
yeah, and if Howell were in Class 6 this year, they may not, be looking at going anywhere, really. They may be considered, oh, yeah, they could go to the Final Four. They could go to the Elite Eight. Other than that, not much. But now in Class 5, they're saying Francis Howell's going to go all the way. Reverse play to DJ Jones. First down and more. Pushed out after a gain of about 20.
About 4 minutes and 20 seconds left here in this one. North is knocking at the door
Yeah.
compared to what we've seen so far here in this one. And as you mentioned, just trying to stop the turbo clock, I think would be a plus for him.
Yeah, I think it would too, because this is going to be a big momentum boost for West because it really could impact them. I mean, it's going to really help their district hopes. To the end zone, O'Neal, open man, incomplete. Had Maurice Hamilton caught it with his chest instead of his body, instead of his hands.
Wide open in the end zone.
Second time that's happened to Connor. Hit DJ Jones once and Maurice that time.
And one thing that we've mentioned, that was a great throw by O'Neal. Put it right where he wanted it. Just didn't have
The catch.
the catch. Didn't have the outcome that he was hoping for. So instead of 14-24, we were still 42.
O'Neal, option play shown. Got the pitch out, Guthrie 10. Inside the 10 to the 7. And the Panthers are right now using this time as practice. If the district falls right, though, the Panthers could make it to a district championship game, but likely would have to go through Zumwalt West again. To the end zone. Incomplete.
Just overthrew his man.
Yeah, and if I'm Coach Bacon here, use your kicker.
You would
Yeah,
think.
Yeah, use your kicker. Take the points that you can get.
Stop the turbo clock.
That would just kind of annoy. That'd just be annoying to Fort Zumwalt West. But
Just stop the turbo clock by
Yeah.
a field goal.
yeah,
Have faith in your kicker.
second down and 10. DJ Jones, the run down to the 5.
And I mean, you're at that field range of an extra point.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, pretty close.
So with 90 seconds left here, we'll see what the Panthers end up doing. So third down and 6. O'Neal, pylon, touchdown. So that stops the turbo clock with 1:17 on the clock.
Now, if you're Coach Bacon, do you try to go for 2 or do you just settle for the 1?
Well, it looks like he's going to settle for the
For the
1. And I'm just going to say this right now. The final score to the Howell game was 52-21. Howell over West. This game is 42-14. I think that translates pretty easily.
No.
Yeah. It's a weird district. I'll say that. In years past, it's been very cut and dry. This year, way
Well,
more
like
complicated than what people thought.
Well, and like you mentioned, you have those teams like Howell and Zumwalt West where they have the size and they have the big players. And then you have teams like Central, who's down there kind of just willy-nilly. And I'm going to say Howell North, too. Yes, they had a 4-5 record, but Howell North, if you look at roster size, does not have a very big roster.
No, they really don't.
And if
yeah.
you would have told me back in week 1 that Howell North would have had a 4-5 record, I would have called you crazy.
I agree with that. Yeah, and if you told me that Zumwalt North was going to have a 5-4 record, I wouldn't have called you crazy. I would have probably said, I was looking more along the lines of 7-3.
Yeah.
And to be honest, they could have been 7-3.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, it comes down to 2 touchdowns. You lost by 8 to Vashon and 7 to Holt.
Holt. Yeah, I was going to say that Holt game.
But also, I'm going to read you off Zumwalt West's schedule. Lost to Eureka 43-28. Beat Belleville West 49-zip. Lost to Hillsboro, ranked 49-13. Lost to Timberland, ranked by 3, 59-56. Beat Francistown North 42-7. Lost to Francis Howe 56-21. Beat Francis Howe Central 28-7. Lost to Troy 45-10. And now you've got Howe. That Troy team is also very good. And it's a weird season for Fort Zumwalt West, as they will finish at 4-5, yet finish over Zumwalt North in the district, who will finish at 5-4. So they haven't played the district teams as much as Zumwalt North has. And the strength of schedule now shows.
So, safe to say Hal's going to win this one, 52-21, as they get ready to go into the fourth quarter. St. Mary 51 over Lutheran North 33, the final. Lindbergh 10-7 over Lafayette in the third.
Wow. That's a interesting one. And Zumwalt West will take a knee and take the win for the first time in 6 meetings over Fort Zumwalt North. North will finish the regular season at 5-4. And the final score, 42-14. Let's kind of analyze this. The district, we do not know how it's going to end up exactly. The way things are going to shake out, it looks like North will play South at home next week and then play the winner of Riverview Gardens versus Howell North. And should that be Riverview Gardens, likely then you're playing on a Saturday. And if that is Howell North, then you're
Going to probably play Friday.
Yeah, then you're playing Friday at Howell Central.
Yep.
Which will be interesting because right now Howell North is playing their games at Central.
While they have their school rebuilt,
Yeah.
or new school built, I should say, and they currently don't have a football stadium.
Yeah. But I don't think this regular season is something that Zumwalt North needs to hang its head on. They pretty much performed the way everyone wanted them to perform. They had tough games against Howell, against Vashon. They beat Washington, which was homecoming. And they did the best they could against Zumwalt West, as this is a huge, gigantic game for them. And here come the students as they finally get a win over Zumwalt North for the first time in 6 meetings. Been almost 10 years. That's a big pride win for the Jaguars.
And they more than likely get themselves the second seed.
I agree. Yeah, I think they do. I think more than likely they will play Francis House Central next week. And the way this district's going to work out, it's either going to be Zumwalt North or Zumwalt West versus Howell for the district title. And all intents and purposes, Howell is on a roll.
Oh, yeah.
So, to wrap up, once all the scores go final tonight, we will find out how the district shakes. But next week North will be at home, but they will face likely Zumwalt South. And the week after that, should they win, they would likely go to either Riverview Gardens or Francistown North, depending on the algorithm and depending on the points. We'll have to see. So that wraps up another regular season. The Panthers finished this one, a tough schedule, at 5-4, and will have the 3rd seed in the district. So for everybody here at Panther Broadcasting, my name's Tom Hartbeck. Final score here from Mexico Road, 42-14, the Jaguars over the Panthers here in week number 9. We'll see you next week as the playoffs start in Missouri. It's the thinning of the herd, and we'll see who can get down to Columbia. Thanks for watching, everybody. Panthers fall 42-14. See you next week.